Hey everyone, Mori here, and welcome to Trials of Innocence. I'm so tired. Same. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I haven't read what you said, but I know it's gonna be annoying as fuck. Oh man. I can't believe I said the F word like 2 times, and I promised myself I'd be better. Oh my god, okay. Wow! I knew you could do it, Luna! Don't count your chickens before they hatched. We're still far from an acquittal. Hey, at least you have hope. Kinda. Actually, I kinda like this portrait thing. I wish more games did it. Luckily, the prosecutor is a weird old man who hardly objects. He reminds me of Professor Williams from our college days. Our break time is limited. Will you two stop chatting? I got carried away. Plum, it's time for you to explain what the hell you just did. Wow, you're so serious all of a sudden. It's because you're too unserious! Anyway, let's not waste time. Tell us what the heck happened on that day. Alright, let me think. I was going to interview Shivery Timbers, Shivery Camel for materials, and we agreed to meet at 5 p.m. in B2 of the Murder Mansion community. Oh, they're not part of the HUD, so they're just... okay. Actually, that's pretty cool. You're already calling it the Murder Mansion community? He sent me a key with B2 written on it, so I suppose he wanted me to open the door myself? Why didn't he just open the door for you? I think it's because he wanted to create a scenario where someone suddenly breaks in during the live stream to surprise the audience. So, Ghost Hunt live streamers need to plan things like that. Well, the door was always a bit problematic, and he couldn't leave it unlocked, so he had to give me the key in advance. Yep, look at that lovely smile. It just screams. I'm gonna be arrested for murder if I don't have a good lawyer. Luna, you better hope you're a good lawyer. Makes sense. Hold it. So you dressed up in that mascot costume for... Bingo! His screen name is Shivery Camel in Spooky Shack, and he wanted me to stage a sudden break-in. So of course I would play along and dress up as an evil god to meet him. Scary god, guys. I'm shivering me timbers. In order to become a qualified evil god, I spent a lot of money ordering it. You spent a lot of money on that? I haven't even finished the sentence and I'm already done. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching my playthrough of Trials of Innocence. And if you like what you see, stay tuned and stay awesome. Time to play Phoenix Wright 3, I don't know. Okay, fine, I spent like $20 or $15 on this anyway. I spent a lot of money ordering a custom-made one from a famous online shop. It's just a pity that I had too many demands, so the finished costume had some flaws. It's a Chinese-style villa. What kind of evil god are you dressed as? Finally, a not cheery as hell expression. Screenshot it, guys. I don't think I'll ever come up again. Are you done? No? Whatever. Life goes on. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately. But after I entered, I didn't even make it down the stairs before someone in some sticky liquid and taking a really bad fall. Ugh. So that's when the strange stuff got stuck in your costume? So what on earth is that? I hope it's not white. Maybe it's engine oil? For some reason? Oh, before entering the community, I even took a selfie in the mascot costume and sent it to his account. Who in their right mind would do something like that? If only I had the balls to show my camera. It showed me pointing at this B word. Come on, be better, be better, be better. Okay. Well, but my phone was confiscated, so I can't show you the record. Oh, wait a second, Luna. There's still a few minutes left before the court restart. Why? What do you mean, why? What are you writing down, by the way? You better not be incriminating to yourself, okay? The last thing I want is the judge to take it from you, read it, and then decide that that is evidence to put you in jail for life, okay? Where does she suddenly take out so many pens from? Why is she starting drawing? Is that grammatically correct? Why is she starting? No, I don't think it is. Oh well. I mean, it's a Chinese game. It's not like it was made by a guy called Stephen Charles or something. Or Charles Stephen? I don't know. Oh, why is she coloring it? What on earth is this? You don't want to know. This is what it looks like. Yeah. This is what it... Oh, she's drawing the thing. Ta-da! Look! This is my selfie in the costume! Yay! Wait a minute, it has a star. Okay, this green... Is there supposed to be a star on it? I don't know. Shut up, phone. Shut up. This drawing is surprisingly vivid. Wow! I put in a lot of effort to write this thing before entering the community. If you really sent it to the victim, the police might interpret it as a murder threat. Wow, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Luna, just take a look at this drawing. It might come in handy. If it does, I'm going to turn on my camera to show you how pissed I'll be, okay? Like, really, this can't be, man. This really can't be. Alright. Have you disclosed everything to us? Well... Defense, get the hell inside. Court session begins in 1 minute. Wow, I'll head over there. Is she always like this? Even back at school? She was even more so back then. But at least we managed to extract some information. Even though most of the time was wasted on this weird drawing. Let's go in. The witness you requested should be there. Let's go! We must secure an acquittal. Good. Now that both parties are present, the trial will continue. Oops. What did I press? Your name is Bamboo Deer, right?
Yay!
You're oddly cheery.
说的没错，本小姐就是大唐艺术园的导游马丝竹。
And oddly high pitch. What?
啊？为什么会是个汉服美女啊？哎，本小姐不能是吗？
No, not really.
等等，为什么没有人提前告诉我，这个马丝竹是个这样的人呢？
I don't know how that would come up.
老夫还以为你早就知道了呢，所以才想看看他要怎么才能变装成死者。
Maybe you have.
证人，这里是严肃的法庭，你怎么这副打扮就进来了？
这个，主要是因为传唤比较匆忙。
毕竟人家的工作就是穿着汉服踩在不倒翁底座上摇摆，表演汉服不倒翁呀。
啊，怪不得他总是摇摇晃晃的，我都快被晃晕了。
Why do you look like you're so done, but also enjoying this at the same time? The prosecutor insisted I come over. Hearing there's business in court, I jumped off the base and ran over without even changing my clothes. So here I am. After swaying on the base for a few years, I've become light on my feet. Now I can walk without making a single sound. Can't you just take a taxi here? Witness? Since I'm here... Reaching far across these new frontiers. Huh? Why the hell did they let you bring that in? This, a camera... Actually, no, they didn't allow a camera. It was like under special circumstances, but like this? Why would the court go like, or the bailiff be like, let me see what you have? They see a loudspeaker. Okay, yeah, you're clear to go. And where did you put it even? Ladies and gentlemen, though I've come to the court, I still have to do my job as a tour guide. Join my impromptu performance. Feel free to donate if you can, or just enjoy the show. Money for mirth, bills for thrills.
Wait a sec.
I'm so glad the camera's not on. You show me giggling like a little B-word. This is not the time for hawking. Let's get back to the case. Huh? Is that so? Alright. I was going to say that even though I don't visit the park, you can buy the Han Chinese clothing I'm wearing. Whether it's Han Chinese clothing, opera costume, or mascot costume, I know them all. Feel free to ask. I'm also skilled in handicrafts. The outfit I wear is all made by myself, ensuring exquisite and no waste of materials. If you're interested, remember to follow my handicraft workshop. What a dedicated worker. Seeing this witness in person, it seems like what Officer Falcon said was correct. It's impossible for her to disguise herself as the victim for the live stream, right? For the sake of prudence, I think we shouldn't jump to conclusions. Since I took effort to get her here, I have to get something out of her. Witnessed. Based on the previous proceedings, we suspect that on the day of the incident, August 8th, you may have entered the crime scene. Could you tell us what you did yesterday? It seems to be my duty to have the witness testify. Surprised you can remember that. The defense's request is reasonable. Witness, please testify as requested. Wow! Do you want me to guide you all? Then listen carefully. Yes, I am jamming out to the song. It is amazing. Okay. Just 10 more seconds, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, I'm swaying like her. I'm sorry. Hey there, folks. Yep, I did swing by this community that day to gather inspiration. The houses there are all in Chinese style, aren't they? The boss at the park asked me to observe and learn something. I finished my shift at the park around 2 p.m. and rushed around there around 2:30. I left before 5 because I had to get back to the night shift, and I didn't step inside any of the houses during that time. How about that, defense? The witness's performance seemed pretty good, huh? You really take it as a performance? Well then, defense, what's your opinion on the testimony? At first, this brief testimony seems fine. What should I do next, Chief? I don't know. Where is he anyway? Ah, there he is. For witnesses with such a brief testimony, we need to usually ask more carefully. There might be some new information for her in her answers. I got it. Anyway, witness, I'm about to start asking the questions. Get ready. Sure thing. If there's anything unclear, just ask.
Hold it!
You rushed over right after your shift, so you were working overtime? Wow, you're so sharp! The boss did approve some extra cash for my investigation. Upon hearing about the overtime pay, I dashed straight to the community. My boss even paid for my transportation. That's kind. What? No one's paying me even for my trips to this courtroom for legal battles. Hey, how did you even get dragged into this? By the way, is your office in need of an all-rounder? I've got some free time every Saturday afternoon. We're good on cleaners. Please, no side jobs in the courtroom. Let's stick to the point.
Hold it!
Gather inspiration. What were you going to gather there? Huh? You don't know it? Murder Maisons is a nationally renowned traditional Chinese architectural community. Really? I had no idea. That's quite an accurate description. This community's architecture is quite famous. I think it's more famous as a murder house now. Yeah, thanks to Plum, or whoever the murderer is. But Plum's gonna write about it, so mostly Plum. Yeah, you left before 5. So that's about 2 hours. During the time, were you just investigating? Of course! 2 hours is far from enough to inspect so many houses there. Luna, if you firmly believe this witness may have been in and out of the crime scene, you need to ask her for more information. You're right. As for now, her testimony is greatly lacking in information. Let me think. Witness, during the 2 hours, what exactly did you inspect? Could you share it with us? Oh, are you going to be my competitor? I don't need to be your competitor. You're gonna be in jail. I win by default, I think. No, I'm not planning on changing my career yet. I just want to verify the authenticity of your testimony. But please forgive my interruption. This question seems to touch on confidential aspects on the witness's profession. Maybe? It might be tricky if there are any confidentiality NDAs related to the park. Do you still want the witness to share? That makes sense. Should I insist on having her share the investigation experience? Yes. It's crucial information related to the case, so the more detailed the testimony, the better. This is a major murder case, so confidentiality agreements, yes, and similar contracts should make exceptions in such serious matters. Alright. Witness, please explain what you saw that day. Oh my, since you insist, I guess I have no other choice, but you need to explain it in case my boss asks me about it. Well, okay. Defense, I'll leave it to you. You are so good at passing the buck. Hey, he might be fired after this. Zone B was amazing! There were so many ancient mansions I've been exploring for over 2 hours. I still haven't seen everything. Huh?
Hold it!
Are you sure you Are you sure you inspected so many ancient houses in Zone B of murder maisons? It's so funny, okay? I don't know. I've come to the point in my life where typos are funny because I've gone through so much. It's the little things. Huh? Of course! Not only are there many of them, but their styles are also quite diverse. With so many houses in such a large area, it was so overwhelming that I couldn't count them all at once. So you spent 2 hours on that, right? Yes. Any problem? Are you sure you should be sweating? Don't you have like makeup or something? I think your makeup is running. You better catch it. Is your explanation consistent with the evidence I have?
Hold it!
When you say the park, you mean the Great Tang Arts Park, right? Tee-hee! Yeah. Ahem. Gosh. Come on! Tickets to the Great Tang Art Park are now on sale. $30 for access to all attractions. No tricks, no lies. $30, what a surprise! Hey, that's actually a good rhyme. No selling in the courtroom. Tee-hee. My bad. Can't help it when I hear the name of our park. You know, force of habit. Is that a park or a market? Hey, it's gotta stay open somehow, no matter what it is. Oh, besides being a tour guide, I also do some part-time gig promoting at a mall. Sometimes I mix them up. So you're doing 2 jobs at the same time? In that case, you must have a strong sense of time, huh? Of course! Gotta be punctual, or they'll dock my pay. So I remember things clearly. Oh, right. I can think. Thanks to this witness, my head is now filled with the sounds of a mall sale. Me too, but compared to that sharp and informative Officer Falcon, her testimony is much shorter. That's true. Perhaps she had carefully considered her testimony before appearing in court. Maybe. As I told you before, the more you say, the more mistakes you make. If you suspect this witness, then seize the chance to question her. She'll slip off eventually.
Objection!
Oh, wait, what? That was it? Wait, what? Wait, what did I press? Oh, Okay, I'll just... witness, can I interrupt your explanation? Wow, is there something you don't understand? You claimed that you got absorbed in Zone B because there were so many ancient mansions, right? Yes? Oh, loading something. But the registration for Zone B shows that there's only 3 houses in the entire area. What do you mean by so many? What took you over 2 hours to inspect? Only 3 houses? If you're not even aware of this, it indicates you didn't really explore the community. Witness, please answer my question. Could it be that you spent over 2 hours inside B2 the entire time?
Objection!
How could you speak so baselessly? Let me check. Mansion closest to the entrance. Oh, it's B2. I'm sorry, I did enter B2. Order! Order! Witness, what's going on? You just claimed that you never stepped into any houses. Making false statements in court carries consequences. It's not like that. There's a reason for it. There was a murder case in B2. I was afraid of being suspected. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Objection!
No. Lying about not entering the crime scene is a serious case of perjury. There's no excuse for that.
Objection!
Yes, this won't do. You have to be honest in court. How is that an objection? Yeah. Witness, will you tell the truth now? Witness, I hope you can explain it right away. When did you enter B2 that day? And what did you do there? You guys are so fierce! Tee-hee! I'm, in fact, a big fan of Shivery Camel. You mean... Yeah, wasn't he live streaming in B2 that day? I was watching it on my phone. Since I happened to be there for the inspection, it felt like fate. So I immediately went there to wait for him to meet him offline. did you get in without a key? I'm skilled with many things, so I picked the lock. It wasn't a big deal. Isn't that illegal trespassing? I know what I did was wrong, but I really wanted to see Shivery Camel, and besides, no one was living there. Even if unoccupied, it still belongs to the owner of the community. The witnesses' actions should be held accountable. But let's focus on the current case for now. Witness, please continue. Alright, I understand my mistake. Anyway, after I went inside, I saw that he had already started live streaming and was fully focused. I was afraid that if I walked over, I might accidentally appear in the frame. I think that's what he wants. So I quickly opened the door and left, without doing anything at all. Luna, do you think the witness's explanation holds water? Oh, it holds something, alright, and it's not water. It's brown. And I'm not gonna say what it is because it is the S word. I think her explanation for entering B2 is... Indeed, it's very strange. Is it? As an influencer, many fans would specifically come to hunts for me. That's because they love me. I can't let them down. I can make merchandise featuring my image by hand on site, whether it's paper cutting, clay figurines, or acrylic signs. Do you carry those materials with you all the time? Okay, that table slam's justified. I'll give it that. Holy shoot! Whew. Okay, I want to get the soundtrack. This sounds fire! Oh ho ho ho! Okay, I buy the soundtrack. Okay, after I get my pay, but oh my god! It's so awesome! Okay, gotta continue. Oh, this... Witness, please stay to the topic. When I say strange, I mean your act of locking the... picking the lock and entering B2 for Shivery Camel. What's wrong with that? Are we supposed to present evidence when speaking in court? Oh yeah, we are. Okay, if I had to say one thing bad about the music, it doesn't loop very well, like this one. You heard it was abrupt, right? But... everything from the beginning to the end, but not that transition. It's so beautiful. Oh, I love it so much. Evidence, as you wish. Huh? The evidence that proves you couldn't have locked the... whatever. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Witness, you said you picked the lock to enter B2 and reopened the door to leave when you saw the victim live streaming, correct? Yes. Unfortunately, the witness's statement is a complete lie. Justified. Everyone, do you remember this piece of evidence? This is the faulty lock from the crime scene. Why do you still look so confused when even the judge seems to understand? He used ChatGPT or Google Bard or Copilot Or maybe he used ChatGPT and then like Google Bard, and then Google Bard told him to kill himself, and then he used Copilot. I don't know. If you want to enter the house by the only entrance on the second floor, you must use the external stairs. Okay, that's not justified. The second floor door was being the only entrance and exit at the crime scene, was thoroughly investigated by the police. Officer Falcon provided us with a detailed explanation of the situation regarding the door lock. Yeah. Oh yeah, she wasn't there for it, so of course she wouldn't know. In other words, you couldn't have entered B2 by picking the lock, let alone opening the door or leaving on your own. Excellent questioning. However, there's an even more intriguing question here. The witness, after the first lie was exposed, immediately admitted to having entered B2 before. However, she immediately concocted another complete lie. What does this indicate? I think it's clear. No, it's not. No, it's not. Indeed, Miss Ray is right. But what does this lie from the witness indicate? I'm afraid the witness did enter the scene, but what she truly wants to conceal is the method of entry. There are no signs of forced entry, and there are only 2 keys, one with the victim and one with the defendant, so... Could it be? The victim himself opened the door for you with the key? Huh?
Objection!
I'm a bit confused. Okay, I must admit, so am I. Defense, why would the victim personally open the door for the witness? Right. Even if I want to claim that the witness is problematic, I need to figure out her relationship with the victim first. Why would the victim open the door for her? If you encounter a question that you can't figure out, try thinking about it from a different angle. For example, what the victim was doing in B2 when he opened the door for Bamboo Deer. He should have been preparing for the Ghost Hunt livestream. Could the reason why he opened the door for Bamboo Deer be... Wait, hold on. I know this is gonna lead to something. Okay, yeah. Defense, you seem to have gotten an answer. Tell us, why did the victim personally open the door for the witness? The reason why the victim Pine Camel would open the door for witness Bamboo Deer is... Okay. Because Bamboo Deer was Pine Camel's live stream assistant. Do you have evidence to support it? Evidence? Don't be nervous. Take a look at the exhibit and see if there's anything that can support your idea. If you think there isn't, try another approach and propose a new conjecture. Okay. Yeah, sure. I have evidence to support this conjecture.
That's it.
Yes, it's the promotional poster of Shivery Camel and Spooky Shack that proves Bamboo Deer was Pine Camel's livestream assistant. How? How? Actually, I was thinking about it during investigation yesterday. How do the so-called Ghost Hunter live streamer become popular? Wait, that sounded... okay, whatever. There are so many gloomy and terrifying places in the world. They can find a lot of so-called murder houses with a thorough search. but the streamer should be aware of that. The so-called ghost doesn't exist in reality. Well, if you already know that, why are you so scared before the trial? Chief, spare me. Of course you're right. I don't believe in ghosts either. But what does that have to do with the Ghost Hunt live streamer? What I mean is, since there are no real ghosts, if a Ghost Hunter live stream wants to create value during the live stream, they need helpers. Otherwise, how could a streamer always encounter scary paranormal events at gloomy places? Order! Miss Ray, are you suggesting that? Yes, please look at this poster. In the poster, there is a front picture of Pine Camel, also known as Shivery Camel in Spooky Shack. As I said, in order to create the effect that he is surrounded by paranormal phenomena, he needs an assistant, and that assistant has left traces in this poster. Where? Oh, yeah. Miss Ray, we can't see it very clearly with our poor eyesight. Could you point it out to us? Okay. Yeah. Oops. The tombstone looks quite convincing. What are those small white things under the tombstone? Broken bones? I think that might be plastic foam debris used to make a fake tombstone. They further confirmed the paranormal phenomena he encountered were artificial. But it doesn't prove that he had an assistant. He could have set it up himself. I'll investigate other parts of the poster. Okay. The semi-transparent thing floating in the air. Is it a ghost? I can't see it clearly. Isn't this a Chinese murder house? If there are ghosts, there would be zombies in Qing Dynasty clothes? How do I pronounce it? Qing Dynasty? Okay. How would that kind of thing get into a modern community? The ghost seems to be made from a curtain. It appears to be on the same layer as the streamer. The same layer? Simply speaking, it doesn't look like it was photoshopped. It seems to be photographed at the same time as the streamer. But what does it indicate? Maybe I can take a closer look at what's next to it. If we continue to discuss this, the investigation of the poster will end. Am I ready? Okay. The main figure in the poster is a ghost hunter streamer, Shivery Camel in Spooky Shack. Who was the victim? Pine Camel. Oh wait, I'm not sure if that was... Oh, no, it was her. He looked so sick and timid. No wonder his username is Pine Camel. Indeed. If I were to meet someone like him in life, I would definitely think he's near death. Near death, huh? He's already dead. I'll investigate other parts, okay? What's this thing? It looks like a zombie crawling out of coffin. To bite people in movies? It does look familiar. Could it be copied from a zombie game? Maybe, but zombies in a zombie game you mentioned also come from free materials online, so he could have just stuck it on the poster by himself. Huh, okay. Everyone, look here. This ghost seems to be made of curtains. It looks to be photographed with Shivery Camel at the same time. Although the poster maker tried to hide it, there's still an untrimmed hand. It means that at least 2 people were involved in the making of the poster. I see. I didn't expect that happening. So it implies one thing. Shivery Camel and Spooky Shack? This account is actually run by a team of at least 2 people. Pine Camel appeared in the live stream, and the other created a spooky atmosphere and paranormal events behind the camera. Am I right, witness? Even now, you choose to remain silent?
Objection!
But I don't understand. Wasn't the one dressed as a ghost at the scene the defendant? She looked more like a ghost in the costume than the witness. Wait, Prosecutor Hush reminds me. If that was the case, do you have any new ideas? Oh man, I'm having a new appreciation for this music. For this soundtrack. The defendant mentioned in her testimony that she had to rush back to work at night, so she left before 5. If so, the assistant to create spooky atmosphere was gone, and the defendant happened to appear at the time. Given that she had contacted with the victim and agreed to meet there, might be another reason to meet besides collecting materials. He needed another person to create a spooky atmosphere in place of Bamboo Deer, who had gone to work at the park at the time. Order! Order! That's the reason. The reasoning sounds strange, but it does explain the defendant's off behavior. Defendant, do you agree with your lawyer's interference? Do I need to agree? Whatever Luna says is right. I'm not sure about that. You really don't care about your verdict, do you? Your Honor, it doesn't matter if my client agrees or not. The point is the witness's attitude. She hasn't explained why she appeared at the crime scene that day. I can't say anything. Keeping silent now is useless. To confirm whether the witness collaborated with the victim, the defense suggests that the police do one thing. Please immediately conduct a thorough search of the scene to check if there are any of the witness's fingerprints or DNA. If she did collaborate with the victim, there must be traces left. Can you really do that? This is indeed a reasonable request. Okay, I'll contact the police at the scene and tell them to start the search immediately, as requested by the defense. Witness, what do you think? Oh, wait! Too late! I already sent the text message a few seconds ago. Hi. Saying Japanese in a Chinese game is diabolical. I'm sorry, guys. Well, fine. You guys really leave me no other choice. Alright, fine. I'll admit it. You know what? You know that I'm short of money, so I work multiple jobs at the same time. Same. Streaming with Shivery Camel and helping him create the atmosphere was one of them. Because I'm good at handicrafts, I often help him make some ghostly props. How many jobs are you doing? All of this is for making money. Trust me. Since you were the victim's collaborator, you are quite quite familiar with each other, right? We were friends, I think. I've been helping him out since his debut. But getting caught doing the supernatural tricks would be embarrassing. That's why I don't want to say. So sorry for all of you out there. If anyone wants to buy some exquisite supernatural handicrafts, you can contact me after the trial. Who would buy such things? The defendant's reasoning for concealing her actions seemed somewhat reasonable. Defense, what do you have to say? We still believe that the witness's role in the case is highly sussy. If she was very close to the victim, there would be two problems. Firstly, there might have been conflicts between them that they were unknown to each other, which could have generated a motive. More importantly, there is an unavoidable possibility now. Since you worked closely with him in B2 and are familiar with his appearance and actions, even with a big difference in appearance, you could have impersonated him to continue the livestream after his death. Order. No! I just spent a little time with him in B2 before 4:30. Just a little. I left shortly after that. Shivery Camel's livestream was paused for a while in the afternoon, right? That's when he used his key to open the door and send me out. But I hadn't inspected the building yet. I had to walk around a bit before leaving. Or else I get scolded by my other boss. The victim's livestream started at 3 p.m. and there was indeed a pause from 3:52 to 4:30. The one who continued the livestream after 4:30 was Shivery Camel himself, because I had to rush back to the park to clock in. Do you really have evidence to prove that the person who continued livestream after 4:30 was the victim himself instead of you? Yes, I do! Really? Yep, I'll tell you everything I have, everything I remember this time. Is she trying to change her testimony? Then I can't miss this opportunity. Attack on opportunity, baby! Let's go! Oh, damn! I was indeed working for Shivery Camels, and at the same time, I was one of his most loyal fans. I remember during the livestream, he was holding his phone in one hand and writing in the other, and he accidentally tumbled. You can check the place where he tumbled. There must have been traces, right? If I remember correctly, not long after Shivery Camel got up, a pearl octopus came in, crushed it. If you would... Oh, damn, okay, you know, but the song is so good, it makes you feel like levitating. I felt like my organs were levitating. That guitar riff. So delicious. Ouch, okay. If you insist that the Shivery Camel in the livestream was me, then what about the traces on the floor? They couldn't be me, right? Oh, that riff. I love it! Oh, I gotta get the soundtrack after my next payday. So, this... Is this what you witnessed about the incident? Yes. I had left B2 at the time and watched the live stream on my phone outside. So what I saw is the exact same as what everyone else saw. My lawyer, please stop projecting your unfounded fantasies onto me. What? I remember that video the witness mentioned. Having already seen the crucial content in court. But we didn't pay attention to whether the streamer had tumbled. DNA testing is a highly sophisticated technology, so it's unlikely to be falsified. What do you think of her testimony? She didn't accuse Plum as the murderer, nor admitted to impersonate the victim. Maybe she really has tricks to get through the test safe and sound. Sorry to interrupt. I sent a text message to have the police search the scene. Right? Now the police have sent that investigations report to my hands. Huh? Hi. I need to stop that for real. Oh shit. Gonna go from having 40 subs to 40, 30, 20, 10, okay, 1, non-subscribers, yeah, nil, zilch, milf, okay. The police did find a small dot of blood at the spot where the streamer tumbled onto in the video. They immediately extracted the DNA and conducted a preliminary comparison with the victims. And it can be confirmed that the blood was from the victim. Huh? How could it be? The blood and the traces of the tumbling are intertwined, which makes it very difficult to be falsified. And it confirms that of 4:30 to 5:52. The streamer was indeed Pine Camel himself. Order. Well, that's no good. Do you still insist that the witness once impersonated the victim to continue the live stream? How could there be evidence like that? Now I could only resort to the testimony. But the DNA tests have made the impersonation completely impossible. Is there still a loophole in her testimony? Then defense, please proceed with your questioning. Whew.
Hold it!
Let me confirm this. The grilled octopus you mentioned, was that the person in the video? Have you seen her up close? It was her! I watched the same video as you, but I already left by then. How could I have had a chance? How could I have a chance for a close observation? She didn't fall into my language trap. Anyway, at the time, just like you, I was merely a viewer of Shivery Camel's livestream. Oh, the guitar part. Okay. Okay. Gotta get past this. Sounds so. Just. No. Gotta. Okay. I don't know for sure that the grilled octopus was the person in the defendant's seat. Oh my god, I can't. Oh, it's so fire. Sorry, something such. Oh man, it's coming from my speakers. I think I might need to extinguish the fire after the video.
Hold it!
Why did you conceal your work for the ghost hunting streamer? Have you forgotten? This trip was an official inspection. If my boss were to find out I was secretly moonlighting, he would see me as stealing from the company for personal gain. Makes sense. What if I got my what if I got docked pay, fined, or even worse, fired? Okay, now I understand. Oh man, I just can't. Oh, my ears. Man, they're having the best time of their lives this year. Oh man, at least in this year. Okay.
Hold it!
According to the DNA test results from the scene, the blood did belong to the victim, Pine Camel. Is it possible the blood was actually fabricated afterwards? Can it be fabricated? The police not only extracted the blood, but also found slight scratches on the floor. These scratches all match up perfectly with the spot where the victim tumbled. In other words, is it possible to fabricate such a scene unless it's made by an extremely skilled forensics expert? Although I think the witness was problematic. She can't just happen to be a forensic expert, could she? What should I do? I seem to have entered a dead end. I have been looking for loopholes very carefully, but why? I can't find any contradictions. Don't panic. When questioning reaches a deadlock, not pushing forward is also a strategy. What do you think? If you feel like you can't make any progress in questioning, do you want to stop it first? Perhaps breaking out of the mindset provided by the witness could lead us to a new way of thinking. Should I continue to question Bamboo Deer's testimony? I can't give up halfway. I believe there must be loopholes somewhere. Maybe you can give it a try. The witness is right here in the courtroom. Let's cheer up for now and continue.
Hold it!
Regarding this point, the evidence submitted by the police just now indeed confirms your testimony. Of course, I have no reason to lie. I just spoke when I saw. Since you're on the witness stand, you have to accept our questioning to test the truthfulness of your testimony. Alright, I'll cooperate with you. Okay, whoops. Okay, yep. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna change. Chief is right. This testimony is supported by evidence. Simply questioning it won't break through. But I can't just accept it. If I stop questioning Bamboo Deer now, what else can I do? Oh wow, you really look pissed. Should I request to question other people? That won't work. The omission in Officer Falcon's testimony has already been pointed out. No need for further discussion. Should I request the police for a thorough search of the scene again? But without a clear direction for the search, the request would be rejected. It seems the defense has nothing to say, huh? I'll seize the opportunity to defeat you, Miss Ray. Get ready! Prosecutor Hush? What are you up to? For some reason, he suddenly has the interest to debate. Let's call it the confrontation in court. Confrontation? Between me and him? I'm clearly at a disadvantage now. Does he really need to launch another attack? It's because you're at a disadvantage. A clear one. Well, well. Just by his age, he's still acting like a young man in times like these. Court confrontations are a tradition passed down from previous generations. I wonder what previous generations those were. It's a verbal battle between prosecutors and lawyers. Listen carefully. Next, Hush will likely present several logical arguments to challenge you. But even the best laid plans can go awry. You must find the loopholes in his argument to refute. Though refuting doesn't require evidence to support, it's better to check the evidence you have before starting. If you choose an argument you can't refute, you'll immediately suffer a blow to your momentum. Besides, if you do nothing and simply let the other side speak, your momentum will also diminish. But also at a disadvantage. If our momentum is depleted, the judge might immediately verdict. In the confrontation, you won't have time to review arguments or check the exhibit. You must seize the moment. Seeing is believing. There's an inevitable confrontation to the court. Good luck, Luna. Thanks. Okay. Though the idea of a one-on-one confrontation is worrying, I think I can give it a try. After all, my opponent is just this old man. Before the confrontation, maybe I should review the exhibit? Frigate! We ball! Okay, during the confrontation, the prosecutor will present arguments which immediately proceed automatically with the voice. Within these arguments, there will be highlighted words in red. If you find any errors, click them and then the review button. Okay. Oh, there are multiple. To see which argument you're currently on. After the argument is presented, it will restart from the beginning. You have additional momentum during the confrontation. If you refute okay. HP will only be deducted if your momentum is completely diminished. Successful refutation will restore the momentum, so just do it.
"既然你已无话可说，那老夫就要做总结陈词了。"
I'm saving a lot, yes.
要是不服气，就来与我论战一番吧。
Also, this is a hard screenshot. I'm just gonna have to say it. It's so freaking cool.
好，您的挑战，我接受了。
Like, damn.
到目前为止，你没有证据可以表明镜头中的不是死者本人。视频里有着死者被被告推下的画面，而这不就是所谓铁证如山？而这位证人，他行踪明确，并且16点56分就登记离开，应该是没有下手的机会吧。
This is my first time engaging in such confrontation. It seems I have to find the weakest points in his arguments. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Also, this music is awesome.
而这位证人，他行踪明确，并且16点56分就登记离开，应该是没有下手的机会吧。
Objection！ 证人只留下了一个离开的时间，其余时段的行为都是空白。在这种情况下，根本无法证明他没有作案机会。
Objection！ 现场血迹的 DNA 检测已经查出来是属于死者了，这不就说明了这位马小姐没有参与案件吗？
Objection！ 我们申请让警方调查现场，原本的目的是确认马丝竹是否留有痕迹，而警方发回调查结果时，并没有否定他参与案件的可能性。
Okay.
在这种
I
情
have no
况
idea
下，
what's going on.
我
By
方
the
无
way.
法认可您将
I
他
got
参
this
与案
wrong
件的
like
可能性
2
排除在外。
times. Yeah, I used the power of like saves.
这似乎
Sorry.
也有一些道理。
Yes. No, nice. I refuted this prosecutor Hush, and I feel momentum is back. Yes. I feel momentum. Yeah.
不对，老夫想明白了，小姑娘，你的主张还是站不住脚。
I don't expect a second round. I didn't expect a second round. If I need to check my exhibit, I better do it now.
无论证人做过什么，16点54分的视频和 DNA 检测都能证明，当时死者还活着。难道你想主张，证人在2分钟内就能完成杀人、藏尸和逃跑吗？那老夫宁愿怀疑警方的 DNA 检测有疏漏，说不定可能性还大一些。小姑娘，差不多就认输吧。
Fuck you.
Objection！
I mean, F
我是
you.
不会轻易认输的。
Objection！ 在法庭上，只凭口头的不服输，审判长可不会判你胜诉。
我就是表个态，
Worth it.
不会输的。
你这个代表的，怎么比老夫还结巴？
因为我确实没什么底气。
Same. This is a courtroom, not a kindergarten. Why am I such a childish argument? Yeah, no. Okay.
那老夫宁愿怀疑警方的
Objection！ 您这倒是提醒我了。警方的 DNA 检测，在一些特定的状况下，的确会有所遗漏。这就是为何我们经常会当庭要求警方提供见证技术的帮助。
Okay.
因为在审理进行的过程中，我们会随时发现案件的全新方向。
Objection！ 照你这么说，你是在怀疑警方提供的检测结果有问题喽？要质疑警方弄虚作假，这可是不小的指控，而且也得拿到真凭实据再说。
Objection！
Hey, thank you, Prosecutor Hush. I haven't thought of this possibility. Ah, thank God, I made it. Okay. Wait, what do you mean, Chapter 1, Part 1? Although it might be more shocking, it's definitely worth a try.
不，您没有理解我的意思。我所指的遗漏，其实并不是检测结果作假，而是一些极其少见的情况，会让我们对检测结果有所误判。
这老夫实在是听不懂了。辩护方，不如就请你指点一下吧。警方在 DNA 检测结果中可能存在的遗漏到底是什么？
The police's loophole is that that's a good question. Although I don't have evidence for this quite yet, it is indeed a possibility that cannot be ignored.
That's it。在一些特定的情况下，两个人是可以拥有完全一致的 DNA 的。
什么？真的有这种事吗？看来老夫没能一口气拿下胜利呀。
Holy crack! This is supposed to be fucking easy? Frickin' easy? Oh no, I might be cooked to the rest of the game. Oh boy. Okay. Whew, barely made it. Oh, you're telling me I had to resave this thing like 10 times. Oh man, it's gonna be so much worse later on. Cause it's real time, right? So, can't think. Whew. You know, practice makes perfect. I learned some debate techniques from it. You know, if I, beat this game, I feel like I might actually, improve my debate skills, like in real life. I don't know why. I just feel like that might be the case. And I need to thank Prosecutor Hush for enlightening me. What? Are you referring to that situation? Not long ago, there was a report in foreign news about a murder case committed by twins. I heard about it in a lecture. That was the world's first judicial case to use technology to distinguish between identical twins in a crime. It was studied as a special case by police forces around the world, ultimately promoting the development of forensic technology. So were the judiciary of our country as a judge. Oh, so were the leader of the country. As a judge, I attended related lectures. But if you're using it as an example, does it mean if the witness and the victim were actually identical twins, their DNA would be identical as well?
Objection!
Although I don't understand the technical things as well as young people, but these identical twins you mentioned, can they really have different sexes? Can they? The principle of identical twins formation is that a single fertilized egg splits into two embryos during development. All chromosomes in those two embryos are identical, including the sex ones. Although there are some extremely rare cases of the opposite sex identical twins in medical practice in such cases, the female embryo usually does not develop completely, and she would be much shorter than average people when grown up. So that's how it is. But the witness's figure looks quite normal, even a bit taller than the average girl's. Defense, tell me, what are you claiming? Huh. Oh, don't tell me he's a cross-dresser. This ain't a guy, it's a gal. Or, this ain't a gal, it's a guy. Maybe. If I were to claim that Bamboo Deer's DNA matches pine camels, I must address the problem raised by Chief. This time, I must think it thoroughly before answering. He believes that the witness Bamboo Deer Yes! This is exactly what I'm thinking. After careful consideration, our side came to a conclusion which may seem absurd. It's a possibility that he's actually a femboy. That he's actually a man dressed as a woman. Would you still hit it? I mean, I understand if you would, but I wouldn't. Huh? What a man! Kids these days, I swear. Order! Order! Miss Ray, are you sure about what you said? I know it sounds absurd, but it's the only reasonable possibility. The case has too many inconsistencies. In the first half of the trial, we have proven that the crime scene was tampered with. The traces on the victim's body do not indicate that he had experienced a secondary fall after death. Moreover, there happens to be a blind spot in the video of the victim's fall, which makes it more difficult to discern the truth. But the victim had already died in an earlier time, and later it was the witness who disguised as him to stream. Everything would be explained. This does make some sense, but it was the witness who disguised as the streamer and fell during the live stream, and yet the scene has the victim's DNA. The only explanation I can think of is that the witness happens to be the victim's identical twin brother. What's your response? Your Honor, I think it's impossible to detect a person's DNA in the courtroom. So take off his pants. Oh, he might actually say that. But verifying the gender is very easy. Witness, would you mind if the forensic expert confirms your gender now? We can leave the remaining issues later.
Objection!
Okay. 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 No, don't bother.
难道你打算强行拒绝？什么？
What kind of Ace Attorney luck is this?
肃静！肃静！证人，你这是
？Oh my god! Oh no! Does that mean okay? I wonder if people have, use his pictures for things. I wonder if those guys are gay now. Well, maybe they'll do it harder. I don't know. Somehow I had a feeling he would have thrown the wig directly at my face.
审判长，还有各位请看，这位证人不但露出了男性形象，
No
而且他这张脸
No shit.
虽然面色苍白，但是和死者洛海松长得不是一模一样吗？
No shit. Oh, great. Indeed. Witness, explain it, please.
我承认就是了。
After removing the makeup, his personality seems to have completely changed.
我和死者洛海松，我们两个的确是一对双胞胎兄弟。
We were survivors of an explosion accident many years ago, and we grew up together in an orphanage. When we were young, I was adopted by the Deers. That's why our family names are different. Although we didn't live together, we still kept in touch. That's all. Order! Order! But witness, why did you conceal this information? Are you trying to deceive the court and hide your suspicion of murder? No, I didn't kill anyone. But before coming to court, I truthfully provided my personal information. Given my physical condition, I can't get the job at the park. I had no choice if I want to earn the money. I had explained it to Mr. Prosecutor, and he agreed. Huh? You knew all along? Oh. I just found the witness's file, and it seems that there was indeed something on it. Why didn't you say it earlier? I forgot. I'm new here, and there's so many files, and I don't have an assistant like you. Daft C-word. Cunt. The C-word is cunt. I haven't finished reading them all. I'm sorry. That's enough! Anyway, now that the witness's real identity has been revealed, our argument would be highly feasible. Witness, did you ever impersonate the victim and conduct a live stream at the scene? No, I didn't impersonate my brother. You might fool a confused old man like me, but it's far from enough to convince the lawyer you're facing. I understand. Please allow me to testify again and reveal the truth on that day. Very well. The courts will give you one last chance. Please make sure not to conceal anything this time. Okay. Ooh. Damn, the music! Yes, I was the younger brother of Shivery Pine Camel, but that doesn't matter. I impersonated him. The murder house only has one entrance on the second floor, and the key was always with him and never taken off when he died. My brother made an appointment with the novelist and gave her the other key, which she has had since then. If I had impersonated Shivery Camel and conducted the live stream, I would have had to stay there until the novelist arrived. The novelist, despite wearing a mascot costume, confidently barged in, just like in the video. If I tried to get out, I would certainly run into her face to face, and she would have seen me. I'm sorry. I don't have a cloak of invisibility, and the novelist is not blind, so your interference doesn't make sense. His tone sounds weak and feeble. Is this his true face? Yes, this is his true self. So what of it? Witness, is your usual appearance and way of speaking just an act for performing at the park? Yes, that image was created to portray a distinctive influencer tour guide. Actually, oh shoot. Witness, your nose is bleeding! Are you okay? No worries. In fact, I have a sickly and weak constitution. If I didn't pretend, the park probably wouldn't have hired me. It's quite tough to make a living. He mentioned before that he has to work multiple jobs. It seems that he is truly struggling to make ends meet. Defendant, the witness mentioned you several times in his testimony just now, and that you were trapped at the crime scene. Did you see the witness there? Huh? Are you asking me? Who else? No, I didn't see him at all. Not at all? Right, you were trapped in the mascot costume. Could it be the costume blocked your vision? No, it didn't. Indeed, it's difficult to walk in, but my vision is the same as while I'm not wearing it. I'm tricked purely because I'm dumb. And I stepped on something. Indeed, that outfit, as the witness said, allows for clear vision inside, but walking in it is quite challenging. I struggled quite a bit to put it on. Wait, what? The structure of the legs is stiff, and you can only walk toward the front of the costume. Even one step back is impossible. You even tried it on? How dedicated are you? And once you put that thing on, you can't take it off by yourself. It really gave my old waist a hard time. Sounds incredibly uncomfortable. Ah. Luna, this is likely to be the last testimony in today's trial. Are you prepared? I hope so. I see. I will definitely expose the final flaw in the witness's testimony and clear Plum's name. Then the defense may proceed with the questioning. Ooh.
Hold it!
You mean you didn't have the key, so you would definitely run into the defendant when leaving? Yes. Well, what she said makes sense. You can clearly see the front of the mascot costume in the live video. Doesn't it prove that the defendant entered front first? So the evidence...
Hold it!
That's the most reasonable inference based on the existing evidence. Your appearance and DNA are perfect for impersonating him. I have to doubt your actions. But an interference is an interference, and I look like my brother, but that doesn't mean I impersonated him. You have admitted that you were present at the crime scene. You cannot exclude the suspicion of impersonating him. Well, I've already explained that.
Hold it!
Would she notice you, even if she was trapped in the mascot costume? I'm not sure, but just now, she herself and the prosecutor proved it, right? Yeah, that mascot costume has great visibility. You can pretend it doesn't exist. In other words, when wearing it, the defendant's field of vision is almost the same as not wearing it. Both the visible field and blind spots are the same when not wearing it, right? Blind spots... Bamboo was right. If he wanted to get out, he would definitely run into Plum in the mascot costume. He had a very good internal field of view, so Plum had no reason to see the front. But why didn't she see him?
Hold it!
Why are you so familiar with the murder house? I'm my brother's assistant. It's normal I knew things he'd know. But on the day of the incident, it's both my first time and my brother's first time there. He arrived early and told me you could only enter from the second floor. If I was really familiar with it, he wouldn't have. He looks so sad. This doesn't seem like an act. Wait, what if this feeble and weak appearance is an act?
Hold it!
She's not blind, but she's wearing glasses. Maybe her vision's very poor. Wow! These glasses are plain lenses, just to fit the image of a writer. Shut your bitch ass up. My eyesight is very... Shut up! Shut up! Oh my god, you're incriminating yourself. Ugh. My eyesight is very good, and I didn't wear glasses when I wore that outfit. Could you shut the hell up? Please! Anyway, it's impossible to refute him by the defendant's vision anyway.
Hold it!
How did you know that the victim sent the key to the defendant? Well, of course, my brother told me himself. After he wrapped the key, I helped him send it. If the key was wrapped, it would be difficult to retain fingerprints. Another dead end. When was the key sent out? About 2 days before the incident. The main key was always with my brother and the spare key was given to her. May I interrupt? The structure of the key should be based on the traditional mortise and tenon joint of our country. It's impossible to duplicate it within a few days. Thus, an officer Falcon said that there were only 2 keys. Do any of you have keys to duplicate? I've learned it. If you need, I can do it for you. Why is he like leaking a balloon? Why is he like a leaking balloon?
Hold it!
Oh shoot! Where did that come from? Shoot. Is it because the door also needs a key to open from inside? Yes. The key had always been with my brother and the police should have checked that the key was never taken off. If I had been pretending to be my brother during the live stream, it means I have been inside the room all along. The only time I could leave without a key would be if the novelist entered through the door. Indeed, his thought was very clear. One more thing, why did you go through that trouble of sending the key to the defendant? It's quite strange. Couldn't you just open the door for her? Your previous inference is basically correct. It was for the livestream value. The livestream value, you know, directly determines the viewership and earnings of the streamer. To pursue shock value of a ghost hunting stream, you need to create a creepy atmosphere like dim lighting. Only in this way can viewers have an immersive experience. If we stop in the middle and go to the door for someone, it would disrupt the experience. The viewers wouldn't buy it. But we couldn't keep others waiting outside, so we sent the key in advance for her to open the door herself. In the end, she was immediately trapped as long as she entered. The key didn't make much difference. This is the witness's final struggle. After today's practical experience, you should have realized it. Once there's a discrepancy between the testimony and the evidence, no matter how small it is, it can completely expose the witness's lies. But this time he testified based on his impossibility of escaping, which could be very hard to deal with. You must be focused and not miss any small discrepancies in order to completely defeat him. Okay, I'll try my best. Please let me.
Objection!
Oh my fucking god! No! They can't be fucking it! Oh no! No! Hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Shit! Hell no! Fuck! Well, there goes my be better resolution. Fuck! Not the flaw, but the conclusion is rather strange. It's rather embarrassing to take it out, but I have no other choice at the moment. Could it be that she anticipated the situation when she insisted on giving me this thing? Defense, why did you object but not speak? Everyone please look at this. thing. What the hell is this?
Objection!
Defense, why are you starting to mess around in the courtroom? So, you were messing around before? Wait, what? Why are you also starting to mess around? Oops. I'm not messing around. The witness said if he was hiding in the room, the defendant would definitely see him upon entering. After all, wearing the costume wouldn't have obstructed the front view. But this is only true under normal circumstances. What do you mean by that? Look at this drawing. This abstract drawing is a selfie of the defendant, Plum Swift. Since her photo has been confiscated by the police, we can only use this drawing as an illustration. The selfie was taken when she was at the community's entrance and was sent to Shivery Campbell online. Although the style in this drawing is it contains an important piece of information. I don't see it. Defense, why don't you point out where the information is? I understand. Let me point it out. Before answering a question, normally, which direction would you point the camera at? You would point the camera towards your own face, right? Occasionally, I would take selfies too. It's more convenient than before. If that's the case, the selfie in question naturally represents the front view of the defendant. Of course! Well, please take a look at this place. It appears to be a pentagram? Is there a 666 on it? The problem is that there's a pentagram here. After all, the actual front view of the mascot doesn't have this pattern. The defendant even drew the surrounding pedestrians and the greenery, so she wouldn't have add anything that didn't exist. Please check the mascot costume. Confirm if there's a pentagram on it, and if there's a 666 on it, pour holy water, I don't know. Oh, yes, I remember now, there was a pattern. Ooh, it looks angry for some reason. I even noted it down! Look, it's on the back! Yeah, it looks kind of angry, like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Try to backstab me. Or something, I don't know. Oh, it's quite cute. Wait, is that a 666 on it? It's an elder sign! Lord Evil God looks so cute because of the seal. The setting is quite complete. In that case, the defendant only drew something that was already on the costume itself. So there's no contradiction, right? Nope, there's a huge contradiction. It's on the freaking back of the costume. Prove something. The thing that this pentagram is on the back of. Yeah, whatever. The defendant wore the costume backwards. That's why the pattern of the back appeared in Plum's front-facing selfie.
Objection!
Whether the pattern on the costume is drawn correctly doesn't prove anything. After all, it's just a subjective drawing. It's possible that the defendant misremembered the details and added them on afterwards. How can I verify she wore it off backwards?
Objection!
The drawing originates from the defendant's selfie, so check that out. It can be verified as long as the police take out the phone from Plum Swift. Oh, I texted the police and they said they found it. There is a photo Plum Swift sent to Shivery Campbell in Spooky Shack. How did you manage to do everything so quickly? difference between the selfie and the drawing, surprisingly. Why is he so flat? Why? Why is that? Why? She couldn't find a better picture? I mean, I can't exactly complain. Mine is a cat on a motorcycle. But still! I'm talking about my WhatsApp profile picture, not my YouTube profile picture. That's another story. Not much difference? The user who sent this picture via private message is known as Withered Plum. A real name verification shows it's the defendant. Couldn't you choose a better name for yourself? Shut it. Mine is bad with names. And Pesmori. And at one time Jadon and Inermis. Yeah, not very good. And there's a sentence that accompanies this photo. Cthulhu draws is coming to devour everything. Isn't that also kind of a warning? She was just kidding! Since it's been verified by the police, it serves as evidence in court. Oh, thank God. But defense, I still don't get it. Even if the defendants wore the costume backwards, what difference did it make? It makes a huge difference. This fact will completely change the meaning of this evidence. The witness stated that the defendant would have definitely seen him inside the room. But if Plum Swift wore the costume backward, the significance of this evidence will completely change.
That's it!
Watch this video. It clearly captures the defendant wearing the mascot costume. Yes, this is a very interesting outfit, but what does it prove? Take a closer look. In the footage, the front of the costume was clearly captured. Isn't it normal to capture the front? Oh! You realize the truth now. Once you put on the costume correctly, you can only move towards the direction the costume is facing. Oh my god, this music! Oh my god, yes! Justified, justified. Now imagine what would happen if the costume was worn backward. The defendant could only move backward? Exactly. Only in that way could the defendant move normally. Order! Order! Prosecutor Hush has personally tried it on. Once this costume is put on, it cannot be taken off by oneself. Even if the defendant realized she wore it backwards, she wouldn't have been able to switch it back before meeting the victim. And unlike insects, humans have only two eyes facing forward. Please look at this image. If the defendant entered the crime scene in a normal state, her field of view would have looked like this. In that case, the vision would have been directed forward. Anyone inside the house who tried to leave would undoubtedly be noticed by her. However, if the defendant in that state I just mentioned was only able to move backward, then after opening the door, she would have to turn her entire body and enter in this state. So that means... That's right! From the moment the defendant entered the door, the front of the costume was an absolute blind spot. and on a platform with a void below, it's only natural for people to turn their vision downward to confirm the height. At this moment, the person hiding inside the house could easily evade her field of vision and leave. At this... wait, what? Yeah. Let's recall the statements of the witness since he entered the court. Ooh. Shouldn't have said that. His footsteps are light, nearly silent while walking, and he is knowledgeable about various costumes. Both factors prove that the witness was able to leave the scene in the way we mentioned before the defendant's nose. Under the defendant's nose. Order! Order! Witness, what do you think about the method raised for the defendant? It sounds too absurd. What can I say? Say that you did it. Say it. If I really could do it, I would have to hide in advance and wait for the only chance to get out. The defendant's behavior was so peculiar. How could I have possibly known in advance that she would wear her costume backwards? Under normal circumstances, it is pretty impossible to predict the defendant's outrageous behavior. But as I said earlier, the defendant has sent the picture to Chivalry Campbell in advance. Given the fact that the defendant did enter the room backward in the video, the argument of our side is now completely valid. Witness, how do you explain this?
Objection!
Hold on a sec. Please, Miss Lawyer. You made a mistake, didn't you? Oh, oops. You just said the defendant sent the selfie to whom? Of course it was Shiva Kafa. Yes, everyone knows that Chivalry Camel in Spooky Shack was my brother, Pine Camel. Live streaming platform accounts require real name verification, allowing the police to identify him as the account owner. Even if I got his phone, as you said, and pretended to be him, I still wouldn't have been able to see the private messages. Please allow me to add something. This livestream platform has a very strict privacy policy. To access the private messages, you need to enter the login password again. Isn't that very inconvenient? I was just a behind-the-scenes helper, playing the roles of ghosts. How could I possibly have his password?
Objection!
But you were his brother! Maybe he told you the password before.
Objection!
You claim that I know Chivalry Camel's login password. Then, prove it. I know, Miss Lawyer. Miss, you have your belief. I also have mine. Without evidence, I will not acknowledge anything you say. How can I possibly find evidence whether someone knows something or not? Order! Order! Oh, wait, what? So, do you think it's possible to find such evidence? The evidence I have should have all been used. Even if there were some not used yet, they couldn't prove this matter. In fact, unless he enters the correct password in court, it's impossible to prove that he knows it. Let's see. Maybe, let's see. I don't know. Should I try other questions to trap him, or find another way to expose his flaw? This defendant is very defensive against you now. Those tricks might not work. Perhaps you need to calm down and carefully consider the details of the case. Maybe the key to the breakthrough has been right in front of you all this time, but you haven't seen it. Calm down, immerse yourself in all the information you already know and try to organize and scrutinize. Perhaps the truth you're seeking has already been laid out before you. Calm down and see the bigger picture. I'll give it a try. Huh. What? What the hell is that? That looks pretty. In this case, due to the witness's significant change in image and identity, I have adjusted my reasoning multiple times. It's time to calm down and examine everything carefully that has happened since the trial began. With the testimonies of Orchid Falcon and Bamboo Deer, and the evidence presented by Prosecutor Hush, my current conclusion is the victim, Pine Camel, also known as Shivery Camel in Spooky Shack, was in partnership with his twin brother, Bamboo Deer. On the day of the incident, Pine Camel streamed as usual, while Bamboo Deer was responsible for forging paranormal events. During the interruption of the livestream, a conflict may have occurred between the two, ultimately leading to Pine Camel's death. To fabricate the time of Pine Camel's death, Bamboo Deer disguised himself as his brother and continued the livestream. As at the moment, my client, Plum Swift, arrived at the community where the incident took place. She took a photo of herself wearing a reversed mascot costume and walking backward, which she sent to Shivery Camel. Based on this, Bamboo Deer deduced a way to escape by leaving the house at the moment Plum was entering backward. Afterward, Plum accidentally pushed down Pine Camel's body as recorded in the video. Every step of my reasoning should be valid, but now I'm stuck at proving that Bamboo Deer could access the private messages of Shivery Camel. Proving that someone knows something is extremely difficult, but my reasoning has reached a dead end. Think it over. Have I really covered every aspect of the case so far? I do not know, and I'll keep saving. Throughout the entire incident, is there any detail I could have consistently overlooked? Why Pine Camel was murdered? It's not so much that I overlooked it, but rather there was no basis for discussion at all. Plum doesn't have a solid motive for murder. Neither does Bamboo Deer, at least on the surface. There might have been some hidden conflicts between the two brothers, but I don't have any evidence to prove it. I won't be able to reach any substantial conclusions following this line. I need to change my approach. Okay. Right. Because Plum Swift's appearance and behavior were so bizarre, they naturally assumed it was normal for her to trip. Wait, her? But in fact, we've never discussed the reason why she tripped. She? Wait, what? Think about it. What was the main reason she tripped and got tangled into the railing? Oh, Plum. No, Bamboo Deer's main aim was to avoid Plum. He would do his best, like hide his footsteps or to avoid startling her. Oh, after all, once Plum discovered him, there would be an inevitable connection between him and Pine Camel's body in the house. Okay. Thinking back carefully, I remember Plum mentioned that she tripped because she stepped on something. While reviewing the exhibits, I noticed a rough-looking cardboard piece stuck to the mascot costume, resembling a small ghost. She already had trouble walking. If she stepped on a cardboard with glue at the time, it would be easy to trip. But even so, what does it imply? Come on, think back carefully to all the words I've heard since the trial. The memories that can be connected to the current situation are... Since the trial began, Edward Deere has repeatedly mentioned that he is very skilled at handicrafts and never wastes materials. This rough cardboard seems to be used as a ghost. It looks poorly made and clearly has excessive glue on it. Edward Deere is supposed to create the atmosphere for Shivery Camel, but why did he make such low quality handiwork? This seems contradictory to the information I had already known. Think it over. Who is skilled in handicrafts and leaves such a shabby item in the scene? Why would he? Wait a minute, if he was not responsible for the handicraft, then who was? The small ghost, both in terms of art style and the insufficiently dried glue, couldn't have been made by Plum. So, since the trial began, we had a huge misunderstanding about something. There was only one explanation for all these anomalies. Think, Luna, think! The truth has to come out. What have we misunderstood all along? There was a question at the top of the screen that needs to be answered. Okay. Oh, okay. Is that the correct answer? I see! It seems that since the beginning of the trial, we have been trapped in a fixed mindset. There was only one reason we failed to reach the correct conclusion from the start. What? The premise on which we have been discussing the entire case is wrong. Seems you've come to an interesting conclusion. We assumed that Shivery Camel in Spooky Shack was the victim, Pine Camel, as we saw Bamboo Deer as his live streaming assistant. But the truth is the opposite. Witness, the Ghost Hunt live streamer is actually you! Huh? Order! 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 Miss Ray, the hell are you doing? Why have you come to such a conclusion? The family's name is Camel, and the streamer's name is Shivery Camel, so we naturally assumed they were the same person. But across consideration, the witness and the victim were twin brothers, and the witness's surname would change after adoption. If Bamboo Deer is the streamer, it also makes sense, doesn't it? Due to the earlier misunderstanding. I believed the witness was pretending to be Shivery Camel on camera, but in reality, the witness didn't need to pretend because he is Shivery Camel himself. The one who pretended to be ghosts and the victim is the victim, Pine Camel. Since the victim isn't Shivery Camel at all, there's no need for anyone to disguise as him. This is the only explanation for the rough handicraft that tripped up my client. You couldn't stay at the scene too long, and most of your time had been spent on the live stream, so you had to leave the logistics work to your brother, who might not be as skilled in crafts work and handicrafts as you, but had the time. Order! 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 If the witness, Bamboo Deer, is indeed a streamer himself, he could check the private messages sent to Shivery Camel anytime, because the defendant's selfie was actually sent to him. Huh? Got anything to say about that? Is what she said true? Is what she said true? Interesting, but no. It was my brother who registered this account. You can check it at the back end. Since he had always been your supporter behind the scenes, it's not surprising he did the registration. But you still can't prove who was actually in charge of the account. And the rough handiwork was just a mistake on my part. We all fail. We all make mistakes. That's what makes us human. Besides that, I won't say another word. How could you? Shivery Camel had injured his leg during the live stream before. I need to examine your leg in court and... Useless. I always fall and get injured while performing the wobbly doll in Han Chinese clothing. My legs are full of scars. Your conclusion may be impressive, but it's difficult to verify. After all, twins have identical appearances and genes. Even if there were subtle differences, it would be challenging to discover them in court. What about fingerprints? Aren't the fingerprints of twins the same? They do develop after birth, so they should be different. But they spent a long time at the scene, so their fingerprints could be found everywhere. Besides, the witness likely cleaned up the scene. It's hard to determine the live streamer's identity solely based on fingerprints. My inference is only one step away from the truth. What should I do now? It seems even Chief is at a loss. Is there really no evidence that can identify Shivery Camel? Unfortunately, the court cannot accept baseless claims. Defense, if you have no further questions, I will dismiss the witness. If the questioning is terminated here, this guy will escape. Huh? So you're still here? I've been listening all along. What a splendid argument, Miss Ray. So that's the case. I have to present another piece of evidence. What else do you have? I have everything that could be relevant to the case. It's just that there's so much and it's so disorganized that I haven't been able to sort it out yet. What do you think of this? Huh? Wait, what? This is... There's an unidentified piece of evidence left at the delivery station of Mur de Maisons. What is this? A handwritten postcard? To Mr. Quadrant, a peculiar addressee. There's no signature on the postcard. I can't see any possible connection between the postcard and this case. Did you pick up the wrong item? I haven't figured out its relation to the case either. But this postcard was dropped by a sender after they had handwritten it at the delivery station. And the surveillance camera at this delivery station clearly captured the face of a person writing the postcard. Ugh. Isn't this person the victim in this case? Pine Camel? The person in this footage could also be Bamboo Deer. I need to look closely to distinguish. What exactly can this photo on this postcard prove? Anyway, I presented all the evidence I have. There won't be any new evidence from the scene. Wait, what? Oh, okay. You seem more agile than I am. This question can only be pondered by you. Now, can you use the evidence in your hand to put an end to today's trial? If you're ready, use one of the evidence you have. Use one piece of evidence you have to give me the answer and settle this once and for all. Today's trial has been long enough. Defense, the courts will give you one last chance to present evidence. This is really merciless, but I think I know the whole truth of the case with the surveillance image provided by Prosecutor Hush and the postcard. I just need to present one more piece of evidence to prove all my deductions. The evidence that can be linked to the evidence submitted by Prosecutor Hush is...
That's it.
Oh, okay. The screenshots from the live video? Allow me to explain. Take a look at this photo taken at the delivery station. The time of the footage is 5:25. If I remember correctly, the previous witness, Orchid Falcon, mentioned the police arrived at the scene and discovered the body at 5:15, which is consistent with the autopsy report. This means that 10 minutes later, at 5:25, Pine Camel should have already been dead. Therefore, the male figure in this footage can only be the witness, Bamboo Deer, who looks almost identical to him. A very reasonable inference, and then, as we just learned, the postcard is handwritten by the sender at the delivery station. Let's put aside for now what the content of the postcard might mean. I believe it has very little relevance to the case. What's more important is that we have obtained material written by Bamboo Deer himself. Please take a look at the screenshot. Shivery Camel fell during the live stream, and the reason he fell was because he was walking and writing at the same time, in front of the camera. In other words, we can prove that the material in the footage was written by Shivery Camel in Spooky Shack. Your Honor, we request an immediate analysis of these two handwritings to determine if they belong to the same person. Huh? Witness, if these two handwritings match, there are only two possible conclusions. Firstly, Shivery Camel is still your brother, Pine Camel, but in this video, you saw yourself disguised as him to continue streaming. Secondly, Shivery's true identity is you, giving you ample opportunity to obtain information about the defendants. Regardless of which possibility, you can no longer deny your involvement in this case. Order! Order! How could this happen? Because you were clumsy? I don't know. No, I can't give up yet. Even if you say so. Even if things become uglier, I must fulfill my brother's final will. What? Whoa. Witness, listen. I'll only say this once. What the fuck happened? Thanks to the efforts of this lawyer, your disguises at the crime scene and in the courtroom have been exposed one by one. You still want to deny it? Fine. Although the evidence changes now can't prove that you're the murderer, it can maximize the reconstruction in the case. And the police will reinvestigate everything and discover the true cause of Pine Camel's death. Is it really meaningful for you to continue denying? Is that so? Seems I lost the fight. You did what? Sorry, I just wanted to show off a bit. Oh, even I was overwhelmed by his momentum. This showing off is really amazing. Mr. Hush, Miss Ray, Your Honor, I, Bamboo Deer, want to confess in court. Do I still have that right? Finally! You are recognized as a witness by the court, so of course you have the right to speak. Please continue. Thank you. The account, Shivery Camel and Spooky Shack, has been jointly operated by me and my brother. But the person appearing in front of the camera was me. As expected, it's always been him. The account name was chosen by my brother. Despite my adoption and surname change, I always have been a Campbell in his heart. On August 8th, we arrived at B2 of Mur de Maisons as planned to conduct a live stream. One of the parts involved a white cloth falling in the process, but my brother didn't paste it correctly, so it almost goofed. At that moment, to ensure the effect, my brother climbed up the beam of the murder house, and he accidentally fell. The table, it was right below him. So, he died accidentally? Order! Order! Witness, if what you're saying is true, then this isn't even a murder case. Then why are you hiding so many facts? We find it hard to understand too. Your actions may have caused my client, Plum Swift, to suffer unjust accusation. Involving an innocent novelist was not my intention. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But if my brother's death was due to his own reckless actions, it wouldn't meet the conditions for receiving insurance payouts. What? He told me this in his final moments. Damn. Oh boy. Looks like my head. Looks like I messed up. Fine! How could this happen? I'll call an ambulance right away. No. I can feel. I probably won't make it this time. Bamboo. It's okay. The expensive insurance I bought before. The beneficiary is you. The compensation should be quite a lot. Don't say that now. Without you, I don't want any money. Hold on. I'm calling an ambulance. No, please. Pine, don't be silly. What? What are you... What are you doing? It's okay. Don't save me. But we have to spend more money. Remember your illness. No. With that money, your illness can be cured. Remember, you must stay alive, no matter the cost. Otherwise, everything I've done might be in vain. Pine! Pine! Oh no. My brother and I were originally brothers in an extraordinary family. Many years ago, our parents were involved in an accident carried out by a terrorist named Cerberus and died. Cerberus? Sounds familiar. Have you heard of this, Chief? This may be unrelated to the case. This should be unrelated to the case. Let him continue. He became orphanless overnight and lived in an orphanage. My brother was introverted and not good with words while I appeared lively, so I was soon adopted by the Deers. Although our paths changed, we still often met and our bonds never changed. But at the time I was diagnosed with a blood disease. I can't understand what disease it was and couldn't understand the name. I just knew it required a lot of money. My foster parents weren't high earners and I originally had no blood relation with them. Since I already reached adulthood, they would just give me a small amount of time of living expenses and completely abandoned me. What? Why? If I couldn't be treated on time, I wouldn't have much time left. I didn't want to burden my brother, so I started working desperately to earn money, taking on any jobs I can. But my brother thought it was too hard and suggested finding an easier job with less physical labor and quick money. Is that the reason why you chose to become ghost hunters? Live streamers. Yeah, in this job, it's about giving the audience what they want. Just like magic. Everyone knows it's fake, but they just want to see a performance. So he registered Shivery Camel in Spook Shack. My brother said, in his heart, I would always be his little brother. And our surname, Camel, is the best proof of our blood connection. Since then, I started being a streamer. He wanted to create a persona of someone timid and fearful, prone to attracting paranormal incidents. And my brother took on all the physical labor himself. He portrayed ghosts in front of the camera, creating strange noises, phenomena, as if real events were happening. That he used online information to plan live streams, create effects, edit content, and even devise promotional gimmicks. He did it very well, and our account's followers gradually increased, unlike mine, which has gone from 0 to 40 in 2 years. Because of the name Shivery Camel, everyone assumed the one live streaming was my brother. I think it was the fame that my brother deserved, and I didn't mind it. But until now, we were just a small streamer, climbing up the ranks, and every month we have to pay a lot just for maintenance costs. My brother gave all the income to me, but we were far from the cost of treatment. Indeed, as far as I know, there are some rare diseases that are not well covered by the health insurance. The treatment options are very limited and extremely costly. You have one of those, right? Yeah. Until yesterday, my brother arranged to meet with the best-selling novelist, the defendant. He wanted to promote his account by collaborating with a novelist who happened to be interested in collecting material. Unexpectedly, that's when it happened. I have made a promise to my brother. My brother wasn't very educated. He might not have realized that the insurance he bought is not suitable for a situation. It has exclusion clauses, one of which is no compensation shall be paid if the insured has taken takes the initiative to take risks. And my brother did take the initiative to walk up the beam, leading to his death. I had to stage the scene as if he had been murdered. Now, I can understand your various helplessness for the sake of survival, but I can't forgive you for framing others for the crime. At the time, I just wanted to fabricate a murder scene. After all, it's a murder house where 2 people had already died. As long as I moved my brother's body upstairs and set it up as an unsolvable case, even if the people from the insurance company came, there would be no way to trace it back. I never thought of framing the novelist. After all, if I hesitated too long, my brother would have died in vain. But your behavior... And there was another important reason for which I did all this. He was not very sociable since childhood. He had no friends or other relatives besides me. If he just died like this, no one would remember him besides me. So you thought of making him die as the streamer Shivery Camel during the live stream. If his death exploring the murder house could be seen as his final curtain call as a ghost hunt streamer, at least our audience would be shocked and feel regretful. He would be remembered forever, right? You went so far in pursuing the value of live streaming. This is quite difficult to approve. I didn't expect that she would send me a selfie at the time and come over so quickly. The time I just finished disguising the body and started the live stream, it would be terrible if she found out. However, I found that the costume the novelist was wearing is a work of mine when I took custom orders online. You can see her trying to look backward. I know it's a flaw, and I noticed that she wore it backward. At the time, I felt it was an opportunity for fate, so I took an advantage of her entering the house to escape, using the blind spot. I never thought she would accidentally push my brother's body down again. I'm the one who made her a defendant. I'm sorry. Wow, Plum was on the verge of withering! Can't believe you can still laugh about it. Your confession sounds reasonable, but do you have any evidence to prove your claims? As for evidence, there is indeed a thick beam of the roof of the house, which the police didn't expect to be relevant to the case, but I immediately texted the police to investigate upon hearing the testimony. Just now, they sent me the result. Again, too fast. Before the witnesses live streaming, this room had been unoccupied for a long time and accumulated a heavy layer of dust, so there are many traces left on it. The investigation results from the police can basically corroborate the witness's confession. Whether there was just one person or 2 on the beam, whether it was an accidental fall or a deliberate push, They can be easily verified as long as there are traces. However, witness, even if you haven't committed murder, you fabricated the scene and provided false testimony to obtain insurance money. I cannot turn a blind eye to these crimes. Your own trial may not be far off after this one. Be prepared. This is the punishment I deserve. I have no objections. The witness fabricating every evidence and providing false testimony who indeed meets the criteria for prosecution. Fabricating evidence, perjury, and attempted insurance fraud. With 3 charges combined, serving time in prison is unavoidable. Moreover, if he had thoroughly understood the details of the insurance from the beginning, whether it's the tragedy of Pine Camel or your illness, they could have been solved in a better way. That's probably a deserved result. After all, the law is the law. No matter how difficult the situation, emotions cannot prevail over the law. But if that's the case, then what about the witness's illness? If the medical assessment before imprisonment is fine, you can still be granted medical parole. Ah, yes, indeed. This is probably the best end for him. Let me summarize today's trial. Miss Ray, as a first-time appearance in court, you have not only defended the interests of your client, but also uncovered the truth of the case in court, which I must say is quite a splendid performance. Is that so? Thank you for the praise. It's time to give the verdicts for today's case. Will there be confetti? Something seems off. On the surface, I defended the interests of my client and led the case to the best outcome. But since the trial began, am I really the one guiding the direction in this courtroom? What do you mean by that? Are you suggesting there's a bigger entity controlling you? Oh. Is this old man really just a rookie who got his qualification half a month ago and keeps getting confused? I announce the defendant Plum Swift. Yay! Whew. Prosecutor Hush, former chief prosecutor. I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. What? Former chief prosecutor? You startled me as soon as you entered the courtroom, claiming to have just qualified. What kind of bullshit is this? Just take it as Master Hush specifically played a charade to test a newcomer in our office. Master? Seems the new lawyer has passed the test. Ooh, he seems... I had high hopes for her, which is why I agreed to the Procurator's request to rehire me and come back specifically. Huh? Rehire? What are you talking about? Let me formally introduce him. Prosecutor Arthur Harsh, a senior figure in our country's judicial circle, a pioneer of modern court and my teacher's teacher. He also popularized courtroom confrontations to uncover the truth behind debate between the two sides. In terms of seniority, I think you might have to call him Great Master. Huh? Great Master? So you're here to play dumb and test me? Just got the qualification half a month ago. That means you just got rehired half a month ago. You're not a rookie. You've been tested quite a bit, but you did quite well in this case, don't you think? Suddenly feeling a lot of pressure. In my twilight years, there were still old cases requiring capable young individuals to handle. This time, I, together with Charlie and the judge, concealed my identity, just to ease the pressure on you in the trial. That only made me more stressed. Anyway, thank you for your time. My pleasure. This time I just happened to take on the case involving a suspect with not so serious crime, but a complex storyline. Perhaps someday in the future, we may meet again. Case 2. But before that day, you should probably work on improving yourself and becoming more reliable. Yes. This Great Master has spent the majority of the time slacking off during the trial. But the fact that the case ended up like this is largely due to his subtle guidance from behind the scenes. Now, I may not be qualified to see what he likes when he's working seriously. Since the judge has been rendered, there's no need to continue the trial. I declare the case closed. Whew. I never thought my first time in court as a lawyer would involve so many twists and turns. I'm exhausted. Where's Chief? Wow! Luna, you're so capable! Thanks for the compliment. Although it seems you're the one who made today's trial so tough. Since the outcome is good, I won't say anything about it. Don't take it too seriously. In the whole event, I was just a hapless bystander. Decision made. When I get back, I'm going to incorporate Luna's heroic figure into my next novel, Genius Prosecutor. Really? Of course! As the nemesis in the protagonist's destiny. An evil, unscrupulous lawyer. Wait, why am I the villain? And the twins, I never thought they had such a tragic and tortuous life. It's just too heartbreaking. I really want to write a non-fiction novel about them now. Pine Camel and Bambi Camel, who supported each other only to be cruelly teased by fate after enduring hardships. I feel like these sentences are so pale, completely inadequate to convey their bonds. But there's so many reporters outside covering this case. Even if he can't get his insurance money, he will receive attention from society and receive a large amount of donations. Your remarks contradict the profile information I had. Really? You did? The trial has already ended. Why are you trying to find contradictions? Hey, why did you try to make my life hard? Because I want to confirm something. The profile which contradicts your mark is...
That's it!
From what I know, the former name of Bambo Deer was never exposed even after the conclusion of the case. Well, you just called him Bambi Camel, didn't you? It's just a slip of the tongue. The name has never been mentioned in court. How could you mistakenly call him that if you didn't know? Wait, what? What do you mean? This can only mean one thing. You must have investigated the two brothers in advance, right? Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Wasn't she... Wait, what? If you knew the true relationship between the two brothers and the real identity of Shivery Gamble from the beginning, with your intelligence as the best-selling detective novelist, you must have deduced the truth of the crime scene, right? And that costume. You said it cost a lot. Isn't it too coincidental that you happened to buy it in Bambo's Deer store? Were you intending to help them from the beginning? Wow, it's such a nice day today. In that case, you should have immediately pointed the police to the right direction, and you wouldn't become a suspect. But your goal was to help the brothers. You had to have become the defendant in this case, because this way you could involve yourself and draw attention to the attention of the entire society. The reporters outside were brought by you, after all. Bamboo Deer has two goals: to raise funds for his treatment and to have his brother remembered by the public. This way, both of his goals have been achieved under the public's attention. Am I right? Wait, if I can find information about the two brothers, she must have also been able to find information about Master Hush. Please don't make me. Could it be that she had anticipated that I, who absolutely trust her, and Prosecutor Hush, who is absolutely competent, could have led the case to its current conclusion? Wow! Luna, the story you just told really moved me. What I said is exactly this feeling. I'll use it as material and write it in my next work. Inspiration flowing! We'll just take one step first. Hey, Plum! Plum still looks like an unreliable person. Were those things just now facts or my imagination? Even knowing her for many years, I still can't figure her out. Huh, Chief, finally awake. Sorry, kept you waiting, huh? I just needed to confirm something. Luna, congratulations on your first successful debut in court. What was the term? Rise from the ashes? I feel like that's a reference. The term is not used that way. Thank you, Chief. I didn't expect so many twists and turns in this case. Thought it would be simple. Despite the twists and turns, you had highlights, especially your final argument. It was impressive. Says so. Being praised by Chief. But I have a subtle feeling. This case is probably far from as simple as it seems. I feel the same. There's still an intriguing mystery yet to be unraveled. Is this unsent postcard, right? There are many things on it that we still don't understand. Who did Bambi Deer have a request from? And who was he looking for at the Mer de Maisons on the day of the incident? And where is the destination for the postal code 10009M on this postcard? Postal cards ending in capital letters are often linked to classified organizations and are hard to access through regular means. Let's leave these matters to Master Hush for now. Is he going to personally handle it even at his age? Being a prosecutor is really tough. That's just his style. Anyway, since we've won the case, what would you like to do? As a reward for your first victory as a newcomer at the office, I'll treat you to something. Then I want to go for a hair spa. Hair spa? Yep, let's go. I haven't done spa for almost a month. My hair feels dry, it's so annoying. Okay, I guess I can skip that. Well, that's it for my debut as a new lawyer. They say that experience makes perfect. You mean, like perfection? But this is already my second time in court. Why am I even nervous? Why am I even more nervous? But fortunately, I have achieved today's victory. To be honest, I'm quite happy. Of course, I can't be complacent about this level of achievement. After all, this victory was not achieved by me alone. Chief and Prosecutor Hush played crucial roles. Even seemingly unreliable Plum may have contributed to the perfect outcome. And more importantly, that disastrous case 5 years ago was a turning point in my life. I chose to be a lawyer because of it, with a mission that I must fulfill. One day, I will figure out all the truth. Whoa, that is a really long case. I have 3 hours and 16 minutes of raw footage. Nice. Shit. Okay. Maybe this is my retribution for episode 1 being so short, I guess. How is the game? Oh, okay, let's get the elephant out of the room. The music is freaking good. Very good. I feel like buying the soundtrack, but I am broke. You can tell it was really good. There were just times where I just couldn't help but just listen to the music because it was just so good. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know what it is with lawyer games having like the best, like such amazing music, even though it's a game that you could play with a mouse. Like, it's not that serious, bro. The music. Like this, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, what's Tyrion Cuthbert. Whew. All bangers, bro. All bangers. It's banger after banger after banger. You know, in my whole channel, there are only 4 soundtracks that, okay, maybe 3, that I really enjoy the music of. Like, they have really memorable music. 4 if you count Ace Attorney. Yeah, not even Ghost Trick had, like, super memorable music. How should I say it? Okay. The 4 games are A Space for the Unbound, Tyrion Cuthbert's Attorney of the Arcane, Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney, and now this game. They're all just bangers. Okay, Phoenix Wright is like an honorary mention because I heard the music so much. Because it's the music that everyone uses in their video essays. So anything that requires that's like law related or just anything really. It's like the 3 musketeers of music to use in a video essay. So, you know, Ace Attorney, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Persona. Of course, there's the 4th, you know, Nintendo music. But, you know, use at your own risk. So yeah, music, oh, amazing. And I must say, the the gender thingy caught me off guard a bit. And the twist of him being the streamer, not the brother, was actually pretty good. It was done pretty well. I must admit, it is something that's plausible, but you don't think about because it's just not your expectation. Well done. Subversion of expectations. Done well. Nice job. There are a few typos here and there, but it's fine. You know, I'm used to worse. Yeah, I am. For some reason. I don't know why. The story has some, you know, it has good depth. And it has potential to be better. Later on in the other chapters. What other chapters? Let's see. Oh, I can't do the rest yet. Yeah, I guess next is Night Demon's Aria. I guess this is where the fun begins. We got a guy on his Nintendo Switch, and not the Switch 2 because it is too damn expensive. And a guy with a bird. I wonder if the bird will be testifying in court. And then we got this guy. I don't know. And a surveillance camera. And this guy. Oh, there was also something mentioned. Cerberus. I feel like this might be the game's way of building up to the majestic final case. And if it does it well, I'm all for it. But we'll see how it is. Next episode. Whatever that is. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching my playthrough of Trials of Innocence. And if you like what you see, stay tuned and stay awesome. Good night.